Hi, it's Mr. G. Good morning. I'm going to show you guys some more Tinkercad. Actually, some of us have been having problems with object number 9, page 98. And I know the original video, I wasn't that experienced with Tinkercad also. So I'm going to make a new video of object number 9 and show you the use of the ruler tool and how it could help you align the different shapes. Notice I'm sporting my pg98 baseball cap today. Anyway, let's get started. Tinkercad. Okay, there's some object 9s. I've copied them from other students. They seem to get that line up at the top or somewhere. The triangle is skewed, not aligned properly. It's that wedge shape. So I'm going to demonstrate once more and also get my measurements correct. I want to thank Amanda for pointing out that I had my depth the wrong size. So we'll get started. Before I get going, let me change my grid. Sorry about that. Well, I could have a problem right now. Let's go to the grid. Inches. Update grid. Okay. Let's do the base. It's 1 inch. Let's see how I'll do this. Width, height, and depth. Oh, there's the width. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 squares wide, so it's 2.25 in width. Our depth is only 1 inch, and the base is a ½ inch. It's 2 squares. Right now it remembers the metric measurements because I forgot to change my grid in the beginning. There we go. Okay, then I take a work plane, draw a new surface on top to draw another block that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1.25 inches wide by 1, 2, 3, 4 high. So make this 1.25 inches, 1.25, 1 inch deep, just like the base, and a height of 1 inch, which should be default 1 inch. Very good. Okay, so now I need to align those. So we'll go to the top view. Did I show you guys the orthographic button, which is very helpful? It probably was not in my original video. The orthographic button, since we studied that in class, gives us a top view of the arrangement of the two objects. I'm going to align them and click there and then click here, and they should both be in position now. I'll go back into isometric and go back to perspective. I could have left it in orthographic. Join those together, group them together. There we go. And there shouldn't be, right, there is no line. What we have there is that shadow is from the work plane. That is where I started drawing. So that's just a shadow of the work plane. I'm going to keep that work plane because now I have to create the wedge, which is just 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch. So drop our wedge here. I need to rotate it. I need a little practice on that. I believe I want to go backwards 90 degrees. So I'm going to do a -90. Probably more than that. Probably let me just start playing around with it. Okay, I want to drop it another 45 degrees. So -45 now, half that. There we go. It's flat. That's what I thought. So 90 and 45 is 135 degrees is what my intentions were rotating it. And as we could see, if I go to the front view, go back to ortho, there we go. We can see we're lined up. Now there's something odd, and that's okay that this happened, and this might happen to you. Somewhere I might have clicked something and elevated it. So we could fix that with this handle right here. We could actually position it. You notice there's a measurement right here, 0. So that's precisely on the work plane now. Okay, and I can just move this closer. Oh, I forgot to change my dimensions. Okay, well that's good. We'll get to that. Let's go back to perspective drawing. And let's get remember 1 inch deep, but over here I need this to be 1 inch. And then also our height 1 inch. There we go. 1.0. Alright, so I made a few mistakes. Hopefully you guys learned from that. And you can clearly see that that's the right size now. Okay. And let's go to top view and align things. Window around, align tool. There. Now, problem is, well, I'm sure I could align. Yeah, actually it's not a problem. There's the alignment right there. But that doesn't help me teach you something new that I want to share with you. So we're going to go to the front view, orthographic, and I'm going to pull this away, and I'm going to show you the ruler tool and how helpful that could be. The only reason I can't use a ruler tool is I have to change my work plane to this surface. There we go. Now grab the ruler tool, zoom in, and first confirm are my objects aligned with the grid? And you can see that it's not. It's just slightly off. So to get everything aligned with the grid, I first drop the ruler tool on one of the large squares of the grid, and then I'm going to first drag the base object, and I could just lock it in right there. You can see 0 and 0. Those values mean it's precisely on the corner of the ruler tool. Right now I moved it over 1 square. You can see it says 1/8 inch, 1/8 inch. In fact, I could change that to 1/10 of an inch if I wanted to. See that? I could change it to 50 thousandths. Oh, that's a 1/2 inch. I forgot the decimal point. I put the decimal point. I forgot the 0 after the decimal point. There we go. You can see a precise distance. So the ruler tool is very helpful. I'm just zeroing it out so that my base is lined up, because now I'm going to move the ruler tool to this corner, and I'm going to do the same thing with our wedge. When that lines up 0, 0, I know that the wedge is precisely in the corner. And we're engineers. We want to get our objects lined up perfectly. I'm going to take the work plane and drop it back down on the bottom. Now you also notice, yeah, there is a shadow because I elevated off the work plane, but I'm not going to touch that until I first join these guys together, group them together. And you can see there's no line here anymore. It's perfectly blended together. How I did that was by precisely using the ruler tool to help me. We could change the color. How about yellow? Yeah, that looks good. If I want to get it, I want to get my object back down on my work plane, I can just drop it down. No, I'm trying to drag that. Let me try. No, I'm not going to do that. Let me instead create a work plane here. Go to my orthographic front view. Remember, I'm using that orthographic button. And grab the ruler tool. I can't see my work plane. That was my goal, to get it on the work plane. But let's see if I could try something else. Work plane down the bottom. Is there anywhere it's telling me my distance? There it is, right there, 0. Yep, and that dropped it down onto the work plane, so I don't have that shadow anymore. And I'm going to save this as page 98, object 9, revised. Okay, hopefully that video is helpful for you folks, and if you get extra lines in there, it's probably because your shapes are not aligned properly, and take advantage of the ruler tool. Good luck.